Chapter 3088, Honorable Wu Showdown, huh? Wang Xian and the rest were taken aback when they saw Wu Shou's speed dropping drastically. Dragon King, I think we've been discovered, Tianjin said with a slight frown. Do it. Wang Xian squinted his eyes and dashed out. His speed was terrifying, comparable to a level 2 universe venerable. In an instant, the distance between him and Wu Shou was reduced to hundreds of millions of kilometers. Behind him, Tianjin and the rest also made a move and flew over immediately. Whoa! Wu Shou wasn't too surprised to see Wang Xian and the rest. Instead, his eyes were filled with violence. Rumble, rumble, rumble. In the next instant, all the volcanoes in the surroundings erupted. Rolling magma rose and attacked Wang Xian directly. Wang Xian's expression changed when he saw the volcanic attack that covered a radius of more than 1 billion kilometers. Behind him, Roving Sword, Baki Demon Fiend, and the rest were shocked when they saw the horrifying attack. They quickly blocked it. 8-word kill. Once the heaven formation was completed, it charged towards Wu Shou. Wang Xian waved his arm and the 5 elements grindstone appeared in his hand to form a defense. His speed increased abruptly. Whoa! Feeling Wang Xian's horrifying speed, Wu Shou's body slammed heavily on the ground. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Around it, pillars of fire rose and extended towards Wang Xian. Wang Xian ignored the attacks of the pillars of fire and barged in directly. 5 elements dragon claw. He grabbed in the air and a grayish 5 elements dragon claw appeared in front of him and clawed at him. Universal dragon eyes. At the same time, the divine dragon chain flickered in his eyes and chains appeared around Wu Shou instantly. Gigantic chains emerged from the magma and headed straight for Wu Shou's head. Clang. The 5 elements grindstone let out the sound of a sharp sword. A dazzling frost divine sword slashed at Wu Shou's eyes. Divine dragon shadow. Roar. Wang Xian shook his body, and a majestic shadow of a dragon charged towards Wu Shou. Waves of horrifying attacks descended on him instantly. Whoa! A look of fear appeared in the eyes of the demonic beast as it sensed the threatening attacks coming at it. Bam bam bam. The surrounding volcanoes suddenly exploded, and its body dived downwards. Chain control. Seeing that it was trying to escape, Wang Xian swung his dragon claws, grabbed a chain and grabbed it towards the sky. 8 characters seal. The heavenly formation flew over at this moment, and the characters on the 8 characters of heaven in front of it formed seals, sealing off Wu Shou. Whoa! Wu Shou looked at the chains and the black seal around his body, and his eyes were filled with blood-red rage. Brr! It let out a roar and opened its huge mouth. A volcano slowly drilled out of its mouth. The volcano was scarlet red and contained a terrifying might. Thick liquid oozed out of the volcano and covered his body. Ka-ka-ka. The chains began to crumble and the black seal began to burn. You can't escape. When Wang Xian saw some of the chains crumbling, a cold glint flashed in his eyes. In the next instant he appeared right above the eyes of Wudong. Blade mark. Dragon claw. The 5 elements grindstone and Wang Xian unleashed a terrifying attack at one of its eyes at the same time. Bam! The horrifying blade mark and dragon claw caused one of its 1,000-meter eyes to explode. Arc! Arc! A blood-curdling scream came from its mouth. A horrifying white mist was released from its exploded eye. The white mist shrouded its body. Wang Xian frowned when he saw the white mist obscuring his vision. Suppress. He bellowed and the 5 elements grindstone enlarged and pressed down on Wu Shou. Boom. Ka-ka-ka. Some shattering sounds were heard, and the white mist gradually disappeared. When Wang Xian saw the situation inside, he knitted his eyebrows. Shit, that guy escaped. At this moment, members of the Dragon Palace flew over from behind, and they looked terrible. When the battle broke out, they did not join in at all. Wu Shou's attacks were all area of effect attacks, and they were exhausted from defending against them. Just as they broke out of the defense, Wu Shou had already escaped. The entire battle lasted only 10 seconds. Wang Xian looked down and he frowned when he saw pieces of leather-like things. It should be an escape ability similar to a cicada shedding its carapace. I didn't expect this Wu Shou to be so difficult to deal with. Tianjin flew over and he looked terrible as well. Dragon King, old ancestor Huo Wu of the Red Mist race is a level 2 universe supremacy. Even he couldn't capture this Wu Shou. This Wu Shou isn't as simple as we thought. Xian Lingyuan scanned the surroundings and spoke. Those who can cultivate to the level of universe supremacy aren't simple. Wang Xian sighed and shook his head helplessly. Initially he wanted to suppress this Wu Shou. If he could tame and sell it, he could increase the number of universe supremacies in the Dragon Palace. Now, it seemed like it would be a little difficult. Let's search and see if the Wushou is nearby. Ao Feng, where did you find it? Bring me over to take a look. Wang Xian said to Ao Feng reluctantly. Yes, Dragon King. Ao Feng nodded his head and led Wang Xian forward. 10 people in a group. Let's search. Be careful. Tianjin said to the rest of the Dragon Palace leaders. All right. Roving Heavens and the rest nodded. Subsequently, Wang Xian and the rest searched for 2 days but didn't find the Wushou. Feeling helpless, they could only return to the volcano region. The Wushou was severely injured this time. It will be even more difficult to suppress it the next time. I'm afraid it will have to recuperate for decades, centuries, or even longer. Wang Xian sat on the dragon throne and shook his head as he looked at Tianjin. Dragon King, I can't do it on my side either. I used the array to search and could only find out that it is among the volcanoes. It seems to be one with the volcanoes. Tianjin said. The mist race is also a sorcerer. If they can't locate the Wushou, it will be hard for you to do the same. Wang Xian didn't have much hope for Tianjin. Next, bring the members of the Dragon Palace to hunt in the Milky Way. Try to improve the strength of the disciples of the Dragon Palace. He continued to instruct. Yes, Dragon King. Tianjin nodded. Dragon King, some senior brothers and sisters from Willow Deity Dojo are in trouble in a secret realm. At this time, Mixen Lu suddenly walked over and reported anxiously. Wang Xian looked at her and raised an eyebrow. Dragon King, take a look at this. She immediately walked over and handed Wang Xian a twig. Chapter 3089. It was a willow twig, and on the willow twig was the treasure of the Willow Deity Dao Field. Wang Xian knew a little about this kind of willow twig. It could carry out some simple messages. Although this willow branch was a little useless, there was one thing that was very important. That was, even in a sealed domain, information could be transmitted through this willow branch. Wang Xian did not have such a willow twig. The heart-crushing deer was given to him by a group of senior sisters. Within the Willow Deity Dao grounds, most of the disciples had very good relationships with each other. For example, the relationship between Mixen Lu and her senior sisters was very good. There was a distress signal on the willow twig. What surprised Wang Xian was that it wasn't just one person, but a total of 40 to 50 people. Apart from some distress messages, there were also some arguments. Dragon King, senior sister Lingxin and senior brother gentleman discovered a mystic realm. However, there's a traitor among them. This traitor informed the disciples of the Nine Swords race, and the disciples of the Nine Swords race informed the experts of their race to attack senior brother gentleman and senior sister Lingxin. The heart deer said to Wang Xian. Senior brother gentleman? Wang Xian raised an eyebrow. He didn't know much about the disciples of the Willow Deity Dojo. The only person he knew was senior martial brother gentleman. As soon as he entered the Willow Deity Dojo, senior brother gentleman invited him to a banquet. He had the strength of a peak emperor god. For him to request for reinforcements, the opponent was definitely strong. Moreover, among the unaffiliated disciples of the Willow Deity Taoist grounds, the men were led by senior brother gentleman, while the women were led by senior sister Lingxin. There were a few hundred of them, so they were not a small force. The disciples of those races usually wouldn't provoke them. They were attacked by a universe paragon? Wang Xian asked curiously. No, it seems like he was besieged by peak god emperor experts from the Nine Swords race. Dragon King, a senior sister sent me a message. They are actually in the Crescent Moon secret realm. Suddenly, the Mixen Lu let out a cry of surprise. Crescent secret realm? Radiance flickered in Wang Xian's eyes. No wonder they were willing to offend senior brother gentleman and the rest. As for the Crescent Moon secret realm, Wang Xian had learned a little about it from the library of Willow Deity Dojo. The Crescent secret realm was a very mysterious secret realm in the Milky Way. According to the information, the Crescent Moon secret domain was the Crescent Moon Venerable's Cosmos God Empire. Everyone in the Milky Way knew about the Crescent Moon Venerable. Back then, the Crescent Moon Venerable was known as the crescent moon that hung above the Milky Way, shining upon it. This sentence had another meaning. The Crescent Moon Venerable reflected the entire Milky Way and knew all the places and secrets of the Milky Way. The Milky Way had no secrets in front of the Crescent Moon Venerable. The Crescent Moon stream, which had once been awe-inspiring for a time, was very popular for selling all kinds of information and materials. But later on, the Crescent Moon Venerable spied on a powerful existence in the outside world and was killed. It was said that all of his treasures were in his divine kingdom, and one of his acquired spiritual treasures was also in his divine kingdom. This acquired spiritual treasure was called Crescent Moon Overhead. It was an assistive acquired spirit treasure. One could only imagine the amount of treasures within a Universe Lord level Cosmos God Nation. It was worth it to offend a large number of Willow Deity Dojo disciples. This was especially true for the tribes of the Nine Swords. So what if they had offended some disciples of the Willow Deity Taoist rite? What's the situation over there? Wang Xian squinted his eyes and asked the Mexndir. A senior brother was killed by an expert of the Nine Swords race. Senior brother gentleman and senior brother spirit heart entered a room and the other party is temporarily unable to enter. Senior brother gentleman and the rest have the key to the Crescent Moon Venerable Cosmos God Nation. Now, senior brother gentleman is looking for help. Senior sister wants me to ask Dragon King if you are interested in the treasures within the Crescent Moon Venerable Cosmos God Nation? The Mexndir asked Wang Xian. The Nine Swords race will probably send their Universe Lords over for the treasures of a Universe Lord, right? Wang Xian raised his eyebrows and asked doubtfully. The Universe Lords can't enter. The key is in the hands of senior brother gentlemen and the rest. Moreover, they have some control over the God Nation. Initially, the disciples of the Nine Swords race entered through their method of entry. But now, senior brother gentlemen and the rest have changed their method of entry. Even the Universe Lords can forget about entering. The Mexndir communicated with her senior sister through the Willow Branch while reporting to Wang Xian. Tell them that we are heading over. Wang Xian's interest was piqued. Disregarding everything else, if senior brother gentleman were to request for his assistance, he would give him some face. Given his current strength, it should be a piece of cake for him to do so. Secondly, the God Nation of a Universe Lord, an expert who had once shaken the entire Milky Way, would definitely have many treasures in his secret realm. In particular, Wang Xian was very interested in the Crescent Moon illuminating postnatal spiritual treasure. Yes, Dragon King. Senior sister has said that she will immediately inform us of the coordinates and method of entry. The Mexndir nodded. Wang Xian revealed a smile. The Mexndir had a good relationship with the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo. The group of senior brothers and sisters trusted him very much. If not for his relationship with the Mexndir, Wang Xian believed that senior brother gentlemen and the rest of the senior brothers and sisters wouldn't come to him for help. Dragon King, senior sister and the rest have sent the coordinates to me. Soon the Mexndir reported to Wang Xian. All right, we will head over immediately. Wang Xian nodded. He hesitated for a moment and contacted Ao Fenghuang and Ao Tuesday, Dragon King. Soon Ao Fenghuang and Ao Tu flew over and greeted him respectfully. Follow me to a place. Once you are there, you will protect the Mexndir. Also, transform into your battle forms. Wang Xian instructed them. Yes, Dragon King. Ao Fenghuang and Ao Tu nodded. Their figures moved and immediately changed. Ao Fenghuang transformed into the battle form of the earthly lightning and earthly fire dragon and phoenix species. Dragon head, horse body, phoenix wings and lightning tail. As for Ao Tu, he transformed into a dragon turtle and exuded a heavy aura. A God Nation with a Universe Lord might be dangerous, not to mention the people from the Nine Swords race. If they were to explore it, Wang Xian might not be able to take care of the Mexndir. Moreover, he had to thank senior brother gentleman and senior sister Ling Xin from Willow Deity Dojo and the rest for him to be able to enter the Crescent Moon secret realm. Wang Xian wasn't a heartless person. At the very least, he had to ensure their safety. Ao Fenghuang and Ao Tu should be enough. In terms of defense, they were almost invincible below the Universe Lord level. Let's go. Wang Xian said. Little lass Xndir, come on up. Ao Fenghuang flapped her wings slightly and said to the Mexndir. Thank you, Uncle Ao Fenghuang. The Mexndir nodded and sat on Wang Xian. Let's go. Wang Xian waved his arm and the 5 elements grindstone appeared beneath them. Chapter 3090, The Helper Upper, Buzz. Within the Milky Way, Wang Xian and the rest were shuttling rapidly at the bottom of the sea. The Mexndir sat on Ao Fenghuang's back and pointed out the route. The Crescent Mystic Realm was a legendary mystic realm in the Milky Way. No one knew its exact location. Many experts had tried to investigate the Crescent Moon Mystic Realm, but none of them had found it. The Universe God Nation of a Universe Supremacy had already transcended ordinary spatial domains. There was a saying that described the Cosmos God Nation of the Paragon level. A grain of sand, a world, a leaf, a heaven. Within a speck of dust, there might be a Cosmos God Nation comparable to a star. An Honorable's Cosmos God Nation was extremely secretive. If one wanted to enter, there were 2 ways. The first was to have a way to enter. Secondly, because of the death of the Venerable, the God Kingdom's energy was consumed, and a part of the God Kingdom was exposed. The current Crescent Moon Mystic Realm was a complete divine kingdom. Although the Crescent Moon Venerable had perished a long time ago, the energy within it had yet to be exhausted. If Wang Xian and the rest wanted to enter, they had to master the method of entry. With Wang Xian's speed, which was comparable to a level 2 universe Venerable, he traveled at a very fast speed. Even in the vast Milky Way, it only took them 2 days to get there. Dragon King, it's right in front. Mi Xen Lu looked at the message on the willow branch and said to Wang Xian. Wang Xian nodded his head. He slowed down and scanned the surroundings. Someone's there. When they flew over, they found that there were 4 or 5 figures in front of them. They were in the air looking around. Dragon King, they're in the sky around those 4 or 5 people. Those people should be the reinforcements that Senior Brother Gentleman and the others found. Mi Xen Lu looked up into the sky and said to Wang Xian. He concealed his aura and moved. The 4 of them flew up into the sky. At this moment, when the 5 people in the sky saw someone flying over, they immediately looked over and whispered to each other. We are disciples of the Willow Deity Dojo. We received a message from Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin and came to help. Who are you people? Mi Xen Lu glanced at them and asked. New disciples of Willow Deity Dojo, right? We can be considered your senior brothers. The leading old man sized up the heart-crushing dear Wang Xian, and the rest as he spoke plainly. Did Senior Brother Gentleman ask for your help? The Mi Xen Lu also sized them up and asked again. The old man in the lead smiled and took out a willow twig. Joining the Willow Deity Dao ground didn't mean that one could stay there forever. Apart from advancing to the Universe Sovereign Realm, one would be forcibly expelled from the Willow Deity Dao ground after 30 million years. These people were obviously senior disciples of Willow Deity Dojo. After confirming their identities, Mi Xen Lu nodded her head and told Wang Xian the exact location. The 4 of them flew up into the sky. The Crescent's secret realm was above the Milky Way. They flew for tens of millions of kilometers before stopping. The 5 people at the side looked at the information on the willow branch in their hands. Through the willow branch, he contacted Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin to confirm their identities. Junior Sister Mi Xen Lu, the entrance is here. The old man in the lead pointed at a place where a crescent moon could be seen in the sky. He waved his hand and a spatial rift appeared in front of him. The inside of the crevice looked ordinary and there was nothing special about it. However, the Crescent Moon Mystic Realm was here. Bam! The old man waved his arm and a powerful force landed on the center. A ripple appeared there. There were thousands of ripples. He extended his arm and reached into one of the ripples. Let's go in. As the old man spoke, his figure disappeared. Let's go in too. Wang Xian took a few glances. When he saw them entering, he extended his arm and entered. Mi Xen Lu and the rest followed closely behind. In an instant the space changed. They seemed to have entered another space. A crescent moon was in front. The entire crescent moon was huge, at least tens of millions of kilometers in size. The huge crescent moon occupied half of this space. The crescent moon was made of special materials. It was hollow inside and had many entrances. As soon as Wang Xian entered, he could feel a strong pressure. Dragon King, your strength is suppressed by at least 90%. Ao Feng Huang transmitted her voice to Wang Xian. Wang Xian nodded his head. His strength was also suppressed by about 90%. The Crescent Moon Venerable was not at rank 1 or 2. His cultivation was very high, so it was normal to be suppressed in his god nation. Everyone, let's go and meet up with Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest. Senior Brother Gentleman is now below the Crescent Moon. The old man at the side said to Mi Xen Lu and Wang Xian. Okay. Wang Xian nodded his head and the group flew forward. Senior Brother Kong, Senior Brother Su, Junior Sister Mi Xen Lu, Wang Xian. When Wang Xian and the group approached, a group of people led by Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin walked out from the side and greeted them. Clearly they had been waiting for a long time. Some disciples had also changed the way they addressed Wang Xian. After all, Wang Xian's strength was obvious. Moreover, he had an unbridled character. They did not dare to address him casually. Now that Wang Xian was wanted by the dragon descendants, they did not want him to come. However, there were too many experts from the Nine Swords race. Moreover, they had powerful divine weapons. Relying on the support of others was definitely not a match for the experts from the Nine Swords race. They had no choice but to let Mi Xen Lu inform Wang Xian. After all, Wang Xian's strength was obvious to everyone. Even if he could not match up to a universe venerable, he was almost invincible among the peak Emperor God experts. Moreover, he had obtained the postnatal spiritual treasure, Sword Scar. His attack power should have increased again. Junior brother gentlemen, what's the situation now? The old man who was addressed as Senior Brother Kong walked over and asked as he looked at the group. As we have a Crescent Moon key, we can control a part of the secret realm. However, this is the only way we can escape the attacks from the experts from the Ice Mountain race. Now the experts from the Ice Mountain race are exploring above the Crescent Moon key. We dare not step inside. Senior Brother Gentleman said with a bitter expression. We did not expect Jianghu to secretly inform the disciples of the Ice Mountain race. If not for him, Junior Brother Miao would not have died. Senior Sister Lingxin said angrily. Junior Brother Gentleman, Junior Sister Lingxin, how many people have you found for support? Senior Brother Su asked. The only ones we can confirm now are Senior Brother Kong and Senior Brother Su. Senior Brother Lu will be here soon. He should be with the experts from the race. As for the exact number of peak Emperor God experts, we are not sure. As Senior Brother Gentleman spoke, he looked at Wang Xian, Ao Feng Huang and Ao Tuesday. End of chapter. Chapter 3091. A supporter. Next, Junior Brother Wang Xian. The Crescent Secret Realm is the Crescent Moon Venerable's Cosmos Kingdom. There must be many treasures inside. We have the Crescent Moon Key, and the only problem now is the Nine Swords race. Now that we're inside this pocket dimension, the Nine Swords race should not be able to send out any messages. They killed one of our junior brothers and even tried to kill us. We've completely shed all pretense of cordiality. At a time like this, we can either retreat and hand over the pocket dimension to them, or we can fight them to the death. Doing so might provoke the Nine Swords race. Junior Brother Wang Xian, you guys can conceal your identity. All of us can guarantee that no one's information will be leaked. Senior Brother Gentleman looked at Wang Xian and said. Among the group of people they had requested for support, he knew that Wang Xian was the strongest. Whether they could get the treasures and defeat the Nine Swords race depended on Wang Xian. Therefore he had to clarify some things to Wang Xian. I know. Senior Brother Gentleman has done me a favor. Rest assured. If we can get the treasures this time, we will distribute them according to our contributions. Wang Xian nodded his head and smiled. This Junior Brother Wang Xian is. At this time, Senior Brother Kong and Senior Brother Su exchanged glances and looked at a disciple of Willow Deity Dojo. The disciple nodded his head slightly. Senior Brother Kong and Senior Brother Su narrowed their eyes. They did not pay much attention to the news of Willow Deity Dojo over the past 2 years, but they knew that a ruthless person had appeared in Willow Deity Dojo. A disciple who was wanted by the dragon descendants. Both of their expressions changed, but they remained silent at the side. What a joke. He had provoked the dragon descendants. If there was no need, they had better stay away from him. Otherwise, given the domineering attitude of the low-level races in the universe, they could kill them. Even if they were peak Emperor God experts. Junior Sister Lingxin, Junior Brother Gentleman. At this time, a voice came from behind. A group of 12 people rushed over. Wang Xian looked over and saw 12 middle-aged elders. Among them, 5 were 8th Order God Emperors, 3 were peak Emperor Gods, and 4 were 9th Order God Emperors. The strength of this group of people was not weak even in Yinhe's eyes. Senior Brother Lu. Senior Sister Lingxin and Senior Brother Gentleman looked over with excitement on their faces. They immediately went up to greet him. It could be seen that they were closer to Senior Brother Lu. What's the situation? Senior Brother Lu, who was holding a sharp sword in his hand, patted Senior Brother Gentleman's shoulder and asked with a smile. Senior Brother Lu, you already know the basic situation. Senior Sister Lingxin said bitterly. Is everyone here now? Senior Brother Lu glanced at the crowd and asked. Everyone is here. In addition to Senior Brother Lu's 3 peak Emperor God experts, we have a total of 6. Senior Brother Gentleman nodded. 6. You mentioned that the Nine Swords race has 7 peak Emperor God experts and they even have powerful divine weapons. If that's the case, it would be hard for us to gain the upper hand. However, with our strength, we should be able to obtain some treasures. Senior Brother Lu said in a deep voice. It's hard to say who will win. Senior Brother Lu, our junior brother Wang Xian is very strong. Senior Sister Lingxin looked at Wang Xian and said with a smile. Junior Wang Xian? Senior Brother Lu was puzzled. The one wanted by the dragon descendants. The old men beside Senior Brother Lu frowned and looked at Wang Xian. With our strength it's enough. Let's go in directly. Wang Xian looked across them and said plainly, "Junior brother Wang Xian, we are relieved to hear that." Senior brother gentleman revealed a faint smile when he heard Wang Xian. Similar to senior brother Kong and senior brother Su, senior brother Lu and the experts from his race remained silent. "Senior brother gentleman, please lead the way." Wang Xian did not exchange pleasantries with the rest and gestured to senior brother gentleman. "All right." Senior brother gentleman nodded and immediately followed behind. At the side, senior brother Kong, senior brother Lu and the rest moved. Their bodies were shrouded and completely concealed. They were afraid of the revenge from the Nine Swords race. Therefore they made preparations in advance. The crescent moon was clearly the core of this holy nation. They walked through the entrance and saw a stretch of seawater. The seawater contained majestic spiritual energy and was used to nurture divine trees and herbs. Currently, there were no divine trees or herbs on the surface of the sea. They were not sure if they had been plucked or something else. This is the first level of the crescent moon. The second level is the training room with many divine weapons. All of them have been taken away by the experts from the Nine Swords race. As for what treasures are on the third level, we have no idea. At least the people from the Nine Swords race have entered the third level. For now, we have not discovered if the Crescent Moon secret realm has any strong defenses. Based on our conjecture, this secret realm might not have any defenses. However, there are some places that require the Crescent Moon key to enter. As senior brother gentleman spoke, he took out a Crescent Moon key. It shone with a mysterious luster and resonated with the entire holy nation of the universe. "Let's go up." Wang Xian nodded. He looked at the entrance of the second level and flew over. The group immediately followed behind. This time, there were more than 70 disciples from Willow Deity Dojo. Including Wang Xian and the rest, there were a total of more than 90. The second level was a place similar to a combat arena or training ground. Looking around, some of the divine weapons on the shelves had all disappeared. The divine weapons placed by the Crescent Moon Venerable were definitely top-notch. Let's continue to the top. There are a total of 5 levels in the Crescent Moon. Senior brother gentleman frowned as he looked around. He continued to fly towards the entrance of the third level. When they arrived at the entrance of the third level, it was a space filled with the power of light. Vaguely they could hear the sounds of fighting coming from within. The people from the Nine Swords race are above. There are guardians in the Crescent Moon secret realm. Senior brother Lu, who was sitting at the side, said. Wang Xian looked around and squinted his eyes slightly. The entire third level looked very strange. There were white transparent glass boxes that were 10 to 20 meters in size. Within the glass boxes, there were humanoid things with wings. They looked like machines, but at the same time they looked like some special living creatures. These are battle angels. Rumor has it that the Crescent Moon Venerable has mastered some abilities of the angel race, the pinnacle race in the universe. They can create biological angels through special methods. Senior brother Kong exclaimed from the side. Battle angels? When Wang Xian heard what he said, he was shocked. Chapter 3092. Battle Angels. The battlefield angels represented the pinnacle of the universe. Those that were related to the pinnacle of the universe were not simple. Crescent Moon Venerable had his own force called Crescent Moonstream. Other than having a few children, he did not accept any disciples. He had a group of subordinates known as Battle Angels. Angels were the pinnacle of the universe, and Battle Angels were the most common army of the angel race, the Battle Angel Corps. Battle Angels were not pure members of the angel race. They were similar to subordinates and cannon fodder. Through a special method, they created subordinates with combat abilities that were very similar to robots. However, they were much stronger than robots. The entire third floor was filled with such battle angels. Crescent Moon Venerable's method of creating battle angels can only be described as replicas. Even so, as a pinnacle existence in the universe, replicas of battle angels are not weak. Rumor has it that as long as one controls the core of a battle angel, they will be able to control a battle angel. They are even more loyal than battle pets. Senior brother Lu added from the side, his eyes blazing as he looked around. There were about 10,000 of these battle angels in glass boxes on the entire third floor. Battle angels. The surrounding Willow Deity Dojo disciples were also sizing them up. Everyone stay alert. There are sounds of battle ahead. Let's get closer and take a look. Senior brother gentleman reminded his fellow disciples around him. Let's go. Senior brother gentleman, senior brother Lu, and senior brother Kong took the lead and flew forward. Soon the battle scene appeared in their sights. Over 30 experts from the Nine Swords race were fighting against a dozen battle angels. One of the battle angels was a peak god emperor realm expert. Within the Crescent Moon secret domain, everyone's strength was suppressed by 90%. However, the battle angels could display their full strength. A peak god emperor realm battle angel was suppressing 7 peak god emperor realm experts from the Nine Swords race. After the Nine Swords race found out about the Crescent Moon secret domain, they sent 7 peak god emperor realm experts, a dozen 9th order god emperor realm experts, and the rest were 8th order god emperor realm experts. One could imagine how much importance they placed on the Crescent Moon secret domain. That Jianghu is over there. That damn traitor. Everyone saw a young man at the back and their faces were filled with rage. Now that they are being held back by the battle angels, should we attack them? Senior Sister Lingxin said with a baleful look. Let's focus on treasures. The battle angel will attack all intruders. If we rush over, the battle angel will attack us. Senior Brother Su frowned and said. Senior Brother Lu and Senior Brother Kong nodded slightly. Originally, they did not want to become enemies with the experts of the Nine Swords race. That's fine too. This time we'll focus on treasures. Senior Brother Gentleman hesitated for a moment before nodding. Elder, it's some disciples from the Willow Deity Taoist rite. They have Crescent Moon keys and they found people to support them. In front of them, the Nine Swords race was fighting with the battle angels. One of the old men swept his gaze across Wang Xian and the rest as he spoke with a solemn face. Ignore them. Even if they ask for help, how many experts can they find? From the looks of it, they don't want to give up on the treasures here, so they won't publicize this place. After we suppress and control this battle angel, will they still want to snatch the treasures from us? Dream on. When the time comes, if they know what's good for them, we'll just share some of the loot with them. If they don't, we'll just kill them. The elders of the Nine Swords race who were besieging the battle angel said coldly. Yes, Elder. The old man nodded his head solemnly. His gaze swept across the surroundings with a fiery look in his eyes. Putting aside the other treasures, as long as we can control these battle angels, it will be a huge boost for our Nine Swords race. Senior Brother Jian San, don't forget about me when the time comes. The young man named Jianghu spoke from behind. Don't worry, you'll be rewarded. That elder nodded his head and revealed a smile. This time, it was a huge opportunity for the entire Nine Swords race. The treasures here were also huge treasures for the low-level races in the universe. The clan leader would reward him with a huge sum of money. Because of this, he might even have a chance to compete for the position of the clan leader. Junior Brother Gentleman, the 4th level has not appeared yet. Perhaps there are some conditions to enter the 4th level. The Nine Swords race must have discovered something. They are fighting with the battle angels and are probably trying to suppress and subdue them. Let's take action as well. The value of these battle angels is even higher than the war pets. Senior Brother Lu and the rest looked around and spoke. Alright, the battle angels are also huge treasures for us. Let's get some as soon as possible. Senior Brother Gentleman nodded his head. According to strength, the battle angels will belong to whoever subdues them. Does anyone have any objections? Senior Brother Kong glanced around and said. Alright. Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin exchanged glances and nodded their heads slightly. This opportunity was given to us by Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin. Therefore, we will give some of the treasures we obtained to Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin. Wang Xian looked around and made his decision. His words caused Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin to be slightly stunned. The group of Willow Deity Dojo disciples also revealed surprised expressions. However, their eyes were filled with surprise and gratitude as they looked at Wang Xian. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo were aware of Wang Xian's strength. For him to make such a statement, it also represented his benevolence and righteousness. Sure. Senior Brother Kong and Senior Brother Lu exchanged glances and nodded their heads. Let's discuss this issue at the end. Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin exchanged glances and spoke. Alright. Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin exchanged glances and nodded their heads slightly. This opportunity was given to us by Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin. Therefore, we will give some of the treasures we obtained to Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin. Wang Xian looked around and made his decision. His words caused Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin to be slightly stunned. The group of Willow Deity Dojo disciples also revealed surprised expressions. However, they looked at Wang Xian with surprise and gratitude in their eyes. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo were aware of Wang Xian's strength. For him to make such a statement, it showed his integrity. Sure. Senior Brother Kong and Senior Brother Lu exchanged glances and nodded their heads. Let's discuss this issue at the end. Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin exchanged glances and spoke. Let's do it. Wang Xian looked at the battle angels and the special glass boxes around him. His gaze fell on the core between the eyebrows of the battle angels. That was the control core. Battle angels belonged to a special type of life form. However, they had no emotions and only knew how to obey orders. After selling such battle angels, they could bring a large amount of resources to the Dragon Palace. Everyone be careful. All the battle angels are the same size. Moreover, we can't sense their aura when they are in the boxes. The battle angels that you release might be at the peak Emperor God level. Once a peak Emperor God level battle angel is released, all of us will join forces. Senior Brother Gentleman reminded as he looked at Wang Xian and the rest. Wang Xian nodded his head plainly. He wasn't too concerned about these battle angels. After all, his strength was there. However, Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest didn't know his true strength. Chapter 3093, Battle Angelin, everyone be careful. The weaker ones should work together. Senior Brother Gentleman reminded once again as his gaze fell on a battle angel. Suppressing any one of these battle angels would yield a considerable harvest. If they could obtain a 9th Order God Emperor battle angel, its value would be comparable to 2 or 3 Pinnacle God Emperor divine equipment. No one could resist the temptation of these battle angels. As soon as Senior Brother Gentleman finished his sentence, he stretched out his palm and opened the box of a battle angel. Beside him, Senior Brother Lu, Senior Brother Kong, and Senior Brother Su also made their moves. The group of disciples from the Willow Deity Dojo attacked together. Ao Feng Huang Ao 2, you guys don't have to do anything. Mi Xian Lu, you can fight with those you are close to. Wang Xian transmitted his voice to Ao Feng Huang Ao 2, and Mi Xian Lu. With a wave of his arm, the 5 elements grindstone appeared in the sky. The 5 elements grindstone hovered in front of a sealed battle angel and opened it. The moment the box was opened, the battle angel opened its eyes abruptly and locked its emotionless gaze on Wang Xian. Its eyes flickered as though it was scanning for something. In the next moment, the wings on its back moved slightly as it drew the holy radiant sword from its waist and slashed at Wang Xian. 6th Order God Emperor. Wang Xian thought to himself as he sensed the might of this battle angel. With a sweep of the 5 elements grindstone, it extracted the core from the battle angel's glabella. After the core was removed, the battle angel's movements immediately stopped. Wang Xian waved his hand and the core flew into his hand. A message was transmitted to his mind. Compared to the legendary battle angels, there's still a huge gap, especially in terms of core. Wang Xian recalled some information about the battle angels. The battle angels created by the Crescent Moon Venerable were relatively easy to control. As long as the core was extracted and the message within was modified, one could control them. It was a piece of cake. Of course, it might be because these battle angels were semi-finished products. Hence, it was relatively easier to remove the core. After modifying some of the commands within the core, Wang Xian could control the battle angels with a single thought. It was a piece of cake. Bam bam bam. At the side, Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest also attacked the battle angels. The battle angels they released weren't very strong. Even with 90% of their strength restricted, they could still suppress them easily. After suppressing it, they looked at the core excitedly. Wang Xian retracted his gaze and continued to open the boxes of the battle angels with the 5 elements grindstone. The moment they opened their eyes, they would be able to take away the core. His movements were very fast. The great grindstone of 5 elements easily swept through, and in less than 30 seconds he had collected more than 20 battle angels. The strongest among them was at the 8th Order God Emperor realm. Even the weakest among them was a 6th Order God Emperor realm. It suppressed. Ha ha ha, a 6th Order God Emperor realm battle angel, TSK. This is simply too disadvantageous for us. Our combat power has been suppressed by the secret plane to only 1/10 of it, while these battle angels have full combat power. An excited voice came from the side. 5 or 6 Willow Deity Dojo disciples had suppressed a battle angel, and their faces were filled with excitement. Wang Xian swept his gaze across and smiled faintly. With a wave of his arm, the 5 elements grindstone broke open more than a dozen boxes of battle angels. A group of battle angels were released and their eyes were filled with coldness. Suppress. Wang Xian bellowed. Grayish palms extended from the 5 elements grindstone and extracted the cores of over a dozen battle angels. There's a 9th Order God Emperor realm battle angel. Wang Xian raised an eyebrow as he held the core in his hand. His eyes were filled with surprise. A ninth order God Emperor Realm Battle Angel could be exchanged for resources that could allow the Dragon Palace to produce a peak God Emperor expert. Such speed. Tisk, suppressing more than a dozen battle angels at once. This, we can't compare at all. Wang Xian's strength is enough to kill a peak God Emperor expert in an instant. Naturally, he can suppress a battle angel easily. It's just that we don't know how strong those battle angels are. The weakest battle angel created by the Crescent Moon Reverend is at least a 5th or 6th order God Emperor. Some Willow Deity Dojo disciples looked over with envy. Their voices attracted the attention of Senior Brother Gentleman, Senior Brother Lu, and the rest. Seeing Wang Xian destroying more than a dozen battle angels at once and suppressing them, their eyes shone brightly. Senior Brother Gentleman shook his head and increased his speed. Voila! Wang Xian was still wielding the 5 Elements Grindstone and broke open more than a dozen boxes of battle angels. The 5 Elements Grindstone suppressed them directly. Based on his current speed, suppressing more than a dozen battle angels would only take a dozen seconds. It was twice as fast as the speed at which he was breaking them one by one. Within the Crescent Moon Secret Realm, Wang Xian realized that the 5 Elements Grindstone wasn't suppressed. In other words, the 5 Elements Grindstone's attack power was slightly stronger than his. With a wave of his arm, all the battle angels were kept into the mother nest. Continue. Wang Xian was very satisfied with such an easy harvest. He looked around. There were more than 10,000 battle angels on the 3rd floor. The 9 Swords race had obtained 708 of them. They were currently dealing with the Peak God Emperor Battle Angel. Clearly they were being held back by the Peak God Emperor Battle Angel. Speed up, destroy more than a dozen at once. Not far away, Senior Brother Lu's face sank when he saw Wang Xian's speed. All right. The 2 old men beside Senior Brother Lu were also Peak God Emperor experts. Other than them, there were also a group of 8th and 9th Order God Emperor experts. Given their strength, they didn't need to be too afraid. Moreover, these battle angels were valuable resources to them. The more they obtained, the more benefits their race would receive. If they really encountered a Peak God Emperor Battle Angel, they would deal with it together. Since Wang Xian didn't have any reservations, they didn't need to either. Speed up. Senior Brother Kong and Senior Brother Su were on the same side. They couldn't sit still any longer. The Battle Angel was a huge resource. At this time, everyone wanted to get more of it. Wang Xian raised an eyebrow when he saw how unrestrained they were, but he didn't bother. Wang? Just as he was suppressing for the 10th time, Wang Xian sensed a terrifying aura erupting from a battle angel. He squinted his eyes. Chains shot out from the 5 Elements Grindstone to restrain the battle angel. A khaki-colored palm formed and took away the core of the battle angel. Peak God Emperor Battle Angel. Wang Xian took the core with excitement in his eyes. If he sold this Peak God Emperor Battle Angel and added some resources, the Dragon Palace would have one more universe venerable. Chapter 3094. Battle Angel descend in just an instant. The surrounding crowd did not sense that a peak stage Emperor God Battle Angel had fallen into Wang Xian's hands. There shouldn't be any venerable realm battle angels on the 3rd floor. I should be able to wipe them all out. After Wang Xian suppressed them, he kept them in his spatial ring and narrowed his eyes. With the might of the 5 Elements Grind, it wouldn't be a problem to suppress 7 to 8 Peak Emperor God Battle Angels. There shouldn't be many Peak Emperor God Battle Angels on the 3rd floor. Buzz buzz buzz. Ka. At the thought of this, he looked at the 5 Elements Grind. The 5 Elements Grind transformed and shrouded the sky above the thousands of battle angels. Crisp shattering sounds could be heard as over 1,000 boxes split open. The battle angel inside slowly opened her ice-cold eyes. Buzz. A palm emerged from the 5 Elements Grindstone, grabbing all the battle angels within the gray palm. A powerful force locked the battle angels in place, rendering them immobile. Wang Xian waved his arm again and the battle angel's heart cores flew towards his hand. 3 Ninth Order God Emperors. Sensing the information in the heart cores, he narrowed his eyes and kept the thousands of battle angels into the mother nest. What? Senior Brother Lu and the rest were shocked when they saw Wang Xian suppress the thousands of battle angels. At the same time they looked embarrassed. The more Wang Xian obtained, the less they could obtain. Junior Brother Wang Xian is amazing to suppress thousands of battle angels at once. There must be 9th Order God Emperor battle angels among them. Junior Brother Wang Xian is too strong. Senior Sister Lingxin and the others looked over with shock in their eyes. The rest of the Willow Deity Dojo disciples were dumbfounded. Junior brother Wang Xian is really strong. Senior brother gentleman exclaimed as he continued to suppress the battle angels one by one. Should we? Senior brother Lu and the other two Peak Emperor God Realm experts exchanged glances and looked at the battle angels in front of them passionately. Faster. They hardened their hearts as they took out their divine weapons and attacked the boxes of battle angels. This time they attacked 20 at once. When they sensed the might of the 20 battle angels, their eyes lit up with excitement, and they immediately took action to suppress them. Let's continue. When senior sister Lingxin and the other female disciples saw Wang Xian continuing his attack, they shifted their gazes and spoke. Senior sister, should we destroy a few more battle angels? A female disciple couldn't help but ask. Sure. Senior sister Lingxin glanced at senior brother Wang Xian, senior brother Lu, senior brother Kong, and the rest. After pondering for a moment, she nodded her head. Then these 5 it is. A female disciple lashed out with a whip towards the 5 battle angel boxes. Ka. The box broke open and the 5 battle angels slowly opened their eyes. Senior sister Lingxin and the others immediately took out their divine artifacts and prepared to attack. Boom boom boom. The 5 battle angels opened their eyes and a powerful aura emanated from their bodies. This aura? All of a sudden, the few female disciples at the front could not help but take a step back. Their faces were pale. Their eyes were filled with fear. Senior sister Lingxin's expression changed drastically as she shouted, "Not good, 2 Ninth Order God Emperor Realm Battle Angels, retreat. Senior brothers, please send reinforcements." A female disciple's expression changed drastically as she pleaded for help. Wait. Senior brother Lu, senior brother Kong, and senior brother gentleman's faces changed slightly when they saw the situation. However, as they had increased their speed to suppress the battle angels, they had no time to help. Holy light. An emotionless voice came from the mouths of the 5 battle angels. Especially the 2 Ninth Order God Emperor Realm battle angels. Their attacks instantly enveloped the group of female disciples. The terrifying attacks made senior sister Lingxin and the rest pale. We're finished? The female disciples were horrified and their faces were incomparably pale. Based on their strength, it was impossible for them to resist the attacks of 2 Ninth Order God Emperor Realm battle angels. Among them, the strongest was senior sister Lingxin, who was only a 9th Order God Emperor Realm. Moreover, she could only exhibit 1/10 of her strength in the secret realm. Mixen Lu's face turned pale when she saw the terrifying attacks. She quickly looked to the side. Boom. Before the holy light descended, soil appeared out of thin air beneath the 5 battle angels. The soil directly covered them, leaving only a small part of their core. Soon after, a khaki shield appeared in front of the holy light, easily blocking it. Act according to your strength. The one who acted was Ao Tuesday. He swept his gaze across the group of female disciples and said indifferently, "Thank you, Uncle Ao Tuesday." Mixen Lu looked over and a smile appeared on her face. She immediately thanked him. Senior sister Lingxin and the rest recovered from the shock and immediately turned to look at Ao Tuesday. Ao Tu was lying there quietly in a battle stance. His body was emitting a heavy aura. Ao Feng Huang, on the other hand, was looking around indifferently. Thank you, Senior. Thank you, Senior, for saving us. Senior sister Lingxin's eyes flickered as she looked at Ao Tuesday. She bowed respectfully and expressed her gratitude. The rest of the female disciples quickly expressed their gratitude as well. Ao Tu lay there quietly and did not speak. That demonic beast Senior is a peak god emperor. This? They came with junior sister Mixen Lu and Wang Xian. They are peak god emperors. That demonic beast Senior is a peak god emperor. What about the other one? Around them, some disciples of Willow Deity Dojo looked at Ao Tu and the rest with respect in their eyes. Thank you, junior brother Wang Xian. Senior brother gentleman looked over and his eyes narrowed. He took a glance at Ao Tu and Roving Heavens. He knew that they were brought here by Wang Xian. Wang Xian did not order them to obtain the battle angels. Instead, he helped them at the crucial moment. Clearly he was protecting them. Senior brother gentleman was touched and thanked Wang Xian. Thank you, junior brother Wang Xian. Senior sister Lingxin and the rest clearly understood this and looked at Wang Xian gratefully. Disciples of Willow Deity Dojo, don't do anything. After this ends, I will give each of you a battle angel of the same level. Of course, senior brother gentleman is an exception. As for the rest of you, act according to your strength. If you are in danger, I will not intervene. Wang Xian said with a smile. He took a final glance at Senior Brother Lu, Senior Brother Kong, Senior Brother Su and the rest. Chapter 3095. A man who is never content is like a snake trying to swallow an elephant. Junior Brother Wang Xian is giving us one battle angel each? This? Big Brother Wang Xian, is this real? A battle angel of the same rank each. Really? Thank you, Brother Wang Xian. When the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo heard Wang Xian, their eyes were burning with passion. Giving each of them one of the same level was a huge gain for them. With their own strength, it would be extremely difficult to obtain a battle angel of the same level as them. After all, only 1/10 of their strength was suppressed here. In this situation, they could at most harvest a few battle angels that were of a lower rank than them. Of course. Wang Xian replied plainly. Ah, that's great. In that case, we don't have to do anything at all. We might have to worry about encountering danger when we carefully open a few boxes of battle angels. Big Brother Wang Xian can suppress thousands of battle angels at one go. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo said happily. Even the way he addressed her had changed. Junior Brother is really generous. We don't need your help. Compared to the excited Willow Deity Dojo disciples, Senior Brother Lu, Senior Brother Kong, Senior Brother Su, and the others didn't look too good. They looked over and said calmly. Wang Xian ignored them and continued to suppress the remaining battle angels. All the best, Brother Wang Xian. All the best, Junior Brother Wang Xian. The group of disciples from Willow Deity Dojo had no need to continue attacking. They came to the back of Wang Xian and cheered him on. Now they suddenly felt that Wang Xian was a really good person. Although he was unscrupulous, it was the other party who had provoked Wang Xian first. He had never provoked anyone first. Big Brother Wang Xian, what is that divine weapon? Why is it so powerful? There's no need for Big Brother Wang Xian to do anything. This is definitely a powerful acquired spiritual treasure. That's for sure. The scar of sword and saber from the Gemini Celestial Emperors was obtained by Junior Brother Wang Xian. When the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo saw Wang Xian continuing his attack and harvesting thousands of battle angels at a time, they began to discuss among themselves. Boom. Not good, it's a Peak God Emperor Realm Battle Angel and a 9th Order God Emperor. At this moment, there was a terrifying roar from the side. Following that, Senior Brother Lu and the 2 Peak Emperor God Old Men beside him flew backwards. Beside them, there were 4 to 5 8th Order God Emperor Realm experts and 2 9th Order God Emperor Realm experts who were enveloped by the attack. A look of shock appeared on their faces as they quickly dodged to the side. The 2 9th Order God Emperor Realm experts reacted quickly, but the 8th Order God Emperor Realm expert was in a miserable state. Their strength was suppressed to begin with, and on top of that they were attacked by a Peak God Emperor and a 9th Order God Emperor. Even if they weren't the main target of the attack, the terrifying shockwave still reached them in an instant. Blood-curdling screams reverberated in the air. The 5 8th Order God Emperor Realm experts did not even have the strength to resist. They were directly crushed by the terrifying attack, losing their lives in an instant. The 5 corpses flew towards the back. Peak God Emperor Realm and 9th Order God Emperor Realm Battle Angels, as well as more than 26th Order God Emperor Realm Battle Angels, attacked Huang Xiaolong's group once again. Senior Brother Gentleman, Senior Brother Su, and Senior Brother Kong are requesting backup. Senior Brother Lu and the rest were shocked, and they immediately shouted for help. Streaks of energy shot towards the group of battle angels. The attack power of the battle angels wasn't weak among those of the same realm. Furthermore, they had rich battle experience. Terrifying light element attacks rained down on them. Defend, defend with all your might. 8th Order God Emperor Realm disciples, retreat immediately. Senior Brother Lu and the rest's expressions changed, and they roared at the top of their lungs. Senior Brother Lu, hold on. Senior Brother Gentleman's figure flashed, and he immediately flew towards the battle angels. Hold on for 20 seconds, we'll suppress the battle angels in front of us. Senior Brother Kong, Senior Brother Su, and the rest looked over and their pupils constricted. Not good. A Peak God Emperor Realm Battle Angel. In the Crescent Moon Secret Realm, he can fight against 10 Peak God Emperor Realm experts. Not good. The group of Willow Deity Dao Plaza disciples immediately looked over, and their expressions changed drastically. Bang bang bang. The Peak God Realm Battle Angel's figure flashed, and he directly attacked Senior Brother Lu and the rest. His terrifying speed made it impossible for them to dodge. The 3 of them had an ugly expression on their faces, and they immediately unleashed their laws to defend themselves. Terrifying battle prowess blasted out in all directions. Senior brother gentleman flew over, and his sharp swords bombarded the battle angels. Holy sword ring. The peak god emperor realm battle angel bellowed, and light swords revolved around him, bombarding the surroundings indiscriminately. Not good. Senior brother gentleman's long sword blocked the attacks of the holy swords, and his face turned slightly pale. Junior brother Wang Xian, two seniors. Senior sister Lingxin's expression changed upon seeing this, and she couldn't help but shout at Wang Xian. A man who is never content is like a snake trying to swallow an elephant. The battle angels they released are enough to annihilate all of you. Wang Xian swept his gaze across them as he spoke calmly. A peak god emperor realm battle angel, a ninth order god emperor, and 18 others were enough to annihilate all the disciples in the Willow Deity Dao ground. Junior brother Wang Xian, please send reinforcements. Senior brother gentleman pleaded with Wang Xian with a pale face. I've already said that I won't intervene if anything happens to them. I don't have the ability to do so, yet I broke the glass boxes of over 20 battle angels without any hesitation. That's simply courting death. Moreover, I'm not familiar with them. I can intervene, but you have to give me half of the loot. Wang Xian said. It was already a great favor for them to take out half of the loot to help them suppress the peak god emperor realm battle angel. After all, if he didn't intervene, they would all die. Half of the loot? Senior brother Lu and the rest were embarrassed when they heard Wang Xian. They couldn't help but shout, Junior brother Wang Xian, isn't half of the loot a little too much? Wang Xian shifted his gaze when he heard them. He continued to control the 5 elements grindstone to suppress the remaining battle angels. Senior brother Lu. Seeing that Wang Xian was ignoring them, senior brother gentleman immediately shouted at senior brother Lu and the rest. Senior brother gentleman knew Wang Xian's character very well. If he said he wouldn't help, he wouldn't intervene even if they were killed. Junior brother Wang Xian was a person who could distinguish between gratitude and grudges. Alright, we agree. Senior brother Lu and the other 2 old men from the same clan exchanged glances. They were filled with unwillingness as they agreed loudly. Alright. Wang Xian nodded. He suppressed the battle angel in front of him unhurriedly. With a wave of his arm, the 5 elements grindstone attacked the peak god emperor realm battle angel. An incomparably dazzling frost divine sword flew towards the peak god emperor realm battle angel and sealed it in ice. Chapter 3096, Ka. The frost divine sword flew out from the 5 elements great grindstone and attacked the peak emperor god battle angel at a terrifying speed. In an instant, the frost divine sword landed on the chest of the battle angel. The sound of ice covering the entire battle angel could be heard. The ice on the frost divine sword gradually froze the entire battle angel. The peak emperor god battle angel struggled to break free. However, the power of the ice was too terrifying and it froze the battle angel completely. An ice sculpture of the battle angel was formed. Following that, thistles and thorns flew out of the 5 elements grindstone and enveloped the other battle angels, entangling them. To senior brother gentleman and the rest, the undefeatable battle angels were easily dealt with by Wang Xian. Why is big brother Wang Xian's weapon so terrifying? How is this possible? A peak god emperor level battle angel was instantly frozen. Just how strong is that millstone-like divine weapon? This is too terrifying. The surrounding disciples from Willow Deity Dojo widened their eyes in shock when they saw the 5 elements great grindstone freezing the peak emperor god battle angel. A peak stage god emperor combat angel. Under the situation where their combat power was suppressed by 90%, in order to suppress a combat angel, they would need at least a dozen peak stage god emperor experts. Yet, Wang Xian was able to freeze it with just a divine weapon. How strong was Wang Xian exactly? How terrifying was that divine weapon? This attack power? Senior brother Lu and the 2 old men next to him narrowed their eyes. They exchanged glances with each other, and their faces were filled with shock. To be able to suppress a peak emperor god battle angel, that divine weapon was too powerful. Divine weapons aren't suppressed here. Even so, the divine weapon in his hand is still terrifying. An old man transmitted his voice, his eyes glistening. He once killed a peak emperor god expert from the dragon descendants. His strength is definitely at the peak among the peak emperor gods. Senior brother Lu exclaimed and was shocked. No wonder he dared to suppress thousands of battle angels at once. He swept his gaze across the 5 elements great grindstone and his eyes were filled with fear and passion. Thank you, junior brother Wang Xian. Seeing the battle angel being suppressed, senior brother gentleman was also shocked. Wang Xian's strength was much stronger than he had imagined. Done. Wang Xian waved his arm and grabbed the core of the peak stage god emperor battle angel in his hand. Over 20 battle angels were kept into the mother nest. After he was done, he looked at senior brother Lu and the others. Thank you for your help, junior brother Wang Xian. Sensing Wang Xian's gaze, senior brother Lu and the rest squeezed out a smile. They took out battle angels and threw them to him. Do what you can. Wang Xian reminded plainly. With a wave of his arm, he kept all the battle angels. Then he continued to suppress the other battle angels. Let's continue. When senior brother Lu and the rest saw Wang Xian continuing his suppression, their expressions changed and they growled in a low voice. This time, they were much more well-behaved and didn't dare to recklessly break through the dozen or so battle angels. Every time they broke through 7 or 8 of them, it was much easier to deal with them. Senior brother Kong and senior brother Su also held back a lot. The two of them broke through 5 or 6 at a time to prevent any accidents. If an accident were to happen, asking Wang Xian for help might not be worth it. The group continued to suppress the battle angels. Wang Xian's speed was fast. Although he needed a few minutes to suppress thousands of battle angels at a time, it was still a terrifying speed. There were only over 10,000 battle angels in the entire hall. In less than 20 minutes, Wang Xian had already collected over 5,000 battle angels. Suppress. At the same time, at the deepest part of the 3rd floor, a group of experts from the Nine Swords race was besieging that peak Emperor God battle angel. They had been fighting it for over half an hour. If not for the powerful treasures they had, they would have been defeated. At this moment, above the peak Emperor God battle angel, a sword board was circling. Divine swords were revolving around the battle angel. The terrifying sword light was constantly attacking, causing the battle angel's range of movement to shrink. Around them, the experts from the Nine Swords race were burning with passion. Second brother, take the core. The peak Emperor God expert from the Nine Swords race in the middle shouted to the old man beside him. Yes, great elder. Ah. The second elder of the Nine Swords race laughed loudly. His figure was like a phantom as he streaked across. At the next moment, he returned to his previous position with a core in his hand. He looked excited. Success. Aha, we finally suppressed this battle angel. He could not help but roar. Great, great, great. Take control of it immediately. The elders from the Nine Swords race gathered around and roared with passion. As long as they could control this battle angel, it would be easier for them to suppress other battle angels. Great elder here. The second elder passed the core to the great elder beside him. After the great elder received it, he immediately sensed the information within and modified the command within the core. Around them, the experts and disciples of the Nine Swords race were waiting excitedly. Done. Remove the sky-demanding sword board. 10 minutes later, the great elder's eyes shone brightly as he ordered. The second elder and the rest waved their arms and the sword board in the sky flew back. Come here. The great elder stared at the peak Emperor God battle angel and ordered. Clang. The battle angel kept his sacred sword and stood respectfully in front of the great elder like a loyal guard. Great, with this battle angel, all the treasures in the entire Crescent Moon secret land will belong to our Nine Swords race. The great elder clenched his fist and roared. Haha, great elder, our Nine Swords race has reaped great rewards this time. Just these battle angels alone will increase our combat power by a lot. The few elders beside him grinned as they could not contain their excitement. The treasures here were truly tempting to them. Great elder, those people at the entrance of the 3rd level haven't given up yet. They are suppressing the battle angel too. At this moment, a disciple of the Nine Swords race looked towards the entrance and said, It's good that they haven't given up. I'm just afraid that they will leak the information about this place to the other primary races in the universe. However, all the treasures in the Crescent Moon secret land belong to our Nine Swords race. The great elder of the Nine Swords race looked over with a cold gleam in his eyes. Great elder, with the peak Emperor God battle angel, let's eliminate them and obtain the key of the Crescent Moon. With the key of the Crescent Moon, it will be a hidden danger. The few elders pondered for a moment before roaring with killing intent. Chapter 3097. Kill easily on kill. Kill them all and get the key of the Crescent Moon. This Crescent Moon secret land will belong to us. The great elder of the Nine Swords race swept his gaze across the crowd. His eyes were filled with murderous intent. As he finished, he looked towards the exit. Get ready. The rest of the elders and disciples smiled savagely as they looked towards the exit. Don't let them escape this time. As the great elder spoke, he waved his hand and kept the battle angel beside him. When we go over, I will release the battle angel and have him guard the exit of the 3rd floor. As long as we can trap them, given our strength, we will be able to kill them all. Great elder, as long as we have the battle angel, it will be easy to eliminate them. The corners of 2nd elder's lips curled up slightly, full of confidence. Even though the 9 Swords race didn't send any universe supremacies, they sent 8 of their elders. They were the top experts below the supremacies in the 9 Swords race. Given the strength of those from Willow Deity Dojo, even without the battle angel, they were confident they could eliminate them. How many peak Emperor God experts could the other party call for help? Let's head over. The great elder of the 9 Swords race moved and flew towards the exit. They actually suppressed so many battle angels? When they flew outside, they immediately saw that a large number of battle angels had disappeared. Their expressions changed slightly and revealed a shocked expression. Their gazes swept to the front and landed on Wang Xian, Senior Brother Lu, Senior Brother Kong, Senior Brother Su, and the rest. Great Elder, they should have 7 peak Emperor God experts. But they are courting death. They actually broke the boxes with battle angels in large numbers. Tsk, they are lucky to not encounter any powerful battle angels. The 2nd elder scanned the area in front of him and whispered, "The 9 Swords race is here. Be careful." At this moment, the disciples from Willow Deity Dojo noticed the arrival of the 9 Swords race. They were vigilant and furious as they looked over. Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest immediately stopped and stared at them. Senior Brother Lu, Senior Brother Kong and the rest were shocked as they stared at the crowd. Block the exit. At this moment, the great elder of the 9 Swords race waved his arm and the peak stage Emperor God Battle Angel flew towards the exit of the 3rd floor. He held the holy sword in his hand and stood coldly at the exit, waiting for orders. That is, a peak stage God Emperor Battle Angel. They suppressed that Battle Angel. When the Willow Deity Dojo disciples sensed the might and speed of the Battle Angel, their expressions changed slightly. What are you trying to do? Senior Brother Gentleman glanced at the Battle Angel and asked the experts from the 9 Swords race coldly. Aha, what am I doing? Immediately hand over the Crescent Moon key in your hand, and we can spare your life. Otherwise don't blame us for being rude. When the great elder of the 9 Swords race saw that the Battle Angel had sealed the exit, he revealed a faint smile and said coldly, "Could it be that your 9 Swords race is being polite to us? You killed one of our junior brothers and now you want to steal our things?" Senior Sister Lingxin glared at them angrily. "Senior Sister Lingxin, if you hand over the Crescent Moon key, our 9 Swords race will not mistreat you. Why are you causing such a ruckus?" An old man at the back of the 9 Swords race said plainly, "You are the shameless ones. How dare you claim that you are in the right after stealing our things? Jianghu, you are a traitor with evil intentions. Willow Deity Dojo will not tolerate people like you in the future." Senior Brother Gentleman chided with a sullen face. "Shut up. Hand over the Crescent Moon key now and we can give you a chance to live. Otherwise all of you will die." The great elder of the 9 Swords race spoke with murderous intent as a wave of aura surged towards them. The surrounding 7 elders also gave off a powerful aura with violent looks on their faces. "It seems like you are going to kill us if we don't hand it over?" Senior Brother Gentleman gripped the sharp sword in his hand tightly as his eyes were filled with coldness. Senior Brother Lu, Senior Brother Kong, Senior Brother Su and the rest came to the side of Senior Brother Gentleman. They looked at the peak stage God Emperor Battle Angel at the exit with fear. However, they weren't fearful at this moment. After witnessing Wang Xian's strength, they were certain that the experts from the 9 Swords race weren't a match for them. "What do you guys think?" The great elder of the 9 Swords race smirked. The few elders by the side slowly dispersed without concealing their murderous intent. "Kill all of them. They should have quite a lot of loot on them," Wang Xian said as he walked towards Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest. "Kill them?" Upon hearing Wang Xian, Senior Brother Lu, Senior Brother Kong and the rest narrowed their eyes as they glistened. Kill us? Ah, what a bold claim. In front of them, the people from the 9 Swords race paused when they heard Wang Xian's words and looked at him simultaneously. Great Elder, he is Wang Xian. He is the one wanted by the dragon descendants. He is strong and fast. He can kill peak stage Emperor God experts in an instant. A disciple from the 9 Swords race in the Willow Deity Dojo saw Wang Xian and spoke immediately. He is the one wanted by the dragon descendants and the one who annihilated the Ice Mountain race? The great elder of the Nine Swords race raised his eyebrows as he looked at Wang Xian seriously. Yes, it's him. His strength is considered top-notch among peak stage emperor gods. We can't underestimate him. That disciple nodded his head. So what if he is a top-notch peak stage emperor god? His strength is suppressed to 90% here. Can he still be a match for a peak stage emperor god battle angel? Such an arrogant brat. How dare he say he will annihilate us? Hee. The second elder and the rest commented eerily. Let's not waste any more time. Let's do it. As the great elder spoke, the surrounding divine swords circled around him. Clang, clang, clang. The sound of swords being unsheathed reverberated and a cold aura filled the entire space. Let's do it. Leave none alive. Wang Xian said to senior brother gentlemen and the rest when he saw them taking action. They are from the Nine Swords race. If they find out that we are the ones who killed them, won't they take revenge on us? Senior brother Lu and the rest muttered softly as their expressions changed. You guys can choose not to participate. However, none of you will have a share of the treasures. Wang Xian said to them. This caused their expressions to change. Senior brother gentleman watched from the side without saying a word. He and junior sister Ling Xian could call over so many experts. Firstly, they were friends. Secondly, and most importantly, the secret realm of Crescent Moon Reverend. Otherwise, they would definitely not have dared to help after knowing that their enemy was a low-level race in the universe. Hence, they could take the risk. However, once they killed the experts from the Nine Swords race, they would become their arch-enemy. If the Nine Swords race knew about this, they would most likely be annihilated. This was a matter of choice. It all depended on whether they were willing to take the risk. As for Wang Xian's words, no one felt that he was boasting. If Wang Xian wanted to kill everyone from the Nine Swords race, he would definitely be able to do so. Senior brother gentleman didn't mind becoming arch-enemies with the Nine Swords race. This was because one of his junior brothers had died in their hands. They wanted revenge too. Many disciples from Willow Deity Dojo had good temperaments. The number of top-notch experts from the Nine Swords race was written incorrectly. Chapter 3098. Kill easily below take and leave. Senior brother Lu and the rest had mixed expressions. Once the experts of the race of Nine Swords were killed, they would search for the culprit. They could guarantee that the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo would not leak the news. But what about the powerful sorcerers? If 8 peak Emperor God experts were killed, the race of Nine Swords might look for supremacy-level sorcerers to search for the culprit. The probability of them being discovered was around 30%. Was the risk worth taking? We're on board. Once the experts of the race of Nine Swords are killed, we will be suspected. Given how domineering the primary races are, we won't be able to explain ourselves. The old man beside senior brother Lu transmitted his voice to them. Senior brother Lu nodded slightly. The mace in his hand was emitting a powerful aura. Senior brother Kong, senior brother Su and the rest exchanged glances with cold gazes. Attack. Kill them, these reckless fools. At this moment, the great elder of the race of Nine Swords and the rest shouted coldly. Following which, a sword board hovered in the air and sharp swords flew towards them. Clang. The peak Emperor God Battle Angel charged towards them with a sacred sword in her hand. Leave the Battle Angel to me. You guys can take care of the rest. As Wang Xian spoke, he swung the 5 elements grindstone towards the peak Emperor God Battle Angel. Kill. Senior brother gentlemen and the rest were filled with killing intent as they charged towards the race of Nine Swords. Kill them and take revenge for junior brother Miao. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo were also filled with killing intent. Originally, they were the ones who discovered this place first. A group of unaffiliated cultivators who entered this place were betrayed. On normal days they were on good terms with each other. Although they were not as close as brothers, they had deep feelings for each other. Revenge kill. So what if they offended a primary race in the universe? They had the protection of Willow Deity. These people could be considered talented geniuses outside. Even the primary races in the universe would have to be wary of them. Courting death. Leave no one alive. Control the sword board and kill them all. The 8 elders of the race of Nine Swords roared. 6 of them hovered around the sword board and controlled it to unleash terrifying attacks. Although the sword board was not an acquired spiritual treasure, it was definitely a powerful divine artifact. The most terrifying thing about this divine artifact was that it could be controlled by 6 elders, and it could contend against 10 opponents of the same level. Terrifying sword lights engulfed a gentleman and the other 5 peak Emperor God experts. The eyes of the Nine Swords race's Grand Elder and Second Elder were filled with killing intent as they attacked from both sides. In an instant, it was as if they were facing an opponent twice their size. Roar! Roar! Ao Feng and Ao Tu took a glance at Wang Xian. When they saw their Dragon King leisurely controlling the Five Elements Great Grindstone to attack that Peak Emperor God Battle Angel, they immediately joined the battle. Ao Tu roared and took the initiative to meet the sword board's attack. Bam bam bam. Terrifying sword lights landed on Ao Tu's tortoise shell, easily blocking the attacks. The Crescent Moon Mystic Realm could suppress a person's strength, but it could not suppress the strength of one's physical body. Although Ao Tu's strength wasn't at its peak, his defenses were still terrifying. There are Peak Emperor God experts among them. No wonder they are so insolent and dare to go against us. Seeing Ao Tu blocking the attack of their sword board, the group of elders from the Nine Swords race hardened their faces and bellowed. Even if you have two Peak Emperor God experts, you have to die. The Nine Swords race's Grand Elder roared with killing intent. Nine Swords race. Just as he finished his sentence, a mocking voice was heard. What? The group of elders from the Nine Swords race looked over and their faces changed as they roared in disbelief. What's going on? Around them, the disciples of the Nine Swords race widened their eyes and looked ahead. When they looked at the exit, they opened their mouths slightly. In front of the exit, the battle angel that they had spent so much effort to suppress was completely frozen. It stood there motionlessly. Seeing such a situation, they found it unbelievable. What was going on? They couldn't even sense the situation and their battle angel was suppressed? It's that Wang Xian. He suppressed the battle angel instantly. How can this be? How can he be so strong? The disciple from Willow Deity Dojo named Jianghu was shivering as he roared with an extremely pale face. Kill them all. Wang Xian waved his arm and the Five Elements Great Grindstone struck the sword board in the sky. Bam! Before the elders from the Nine Swords race could react, the sword board collapsed and the Five Elements Great Grindstone wrapped the sword board with energy. A frightening force struck at the elder of the Nine Swords tribe below. What kind of divine weapon is that? The group of elders from the Nine Swords race roared in horror. Kill them and take revenge for junior brother Miao. Senior sister Ling Xan roared with killing intent when she saw the scene. Kill? Senior brother gentleman narrowed his eyes and struck towards the elders from the Nine Swords race. The might of the Five Elements Great Grindstone descended and announced the end of the battle. The group of them would at most be comparable to two Peak Emperor God experts in the outside world. As for the Five Elements Great Grindstone, it possessed the attack power of a universe venerable. If Wang Xian had not intentionally held back, the Five Elements Great Grindstone could have wiped them out with a single strike. Even so, under the shroud of the Five Elements Great Grindstone, they held their breaths and were almost unable to move. No, no, no. If you dare to kill us, the Nine Swords race will not let you off. Wang Xian. The great elder of the Nine Swords race bellowed fiercely. He was completely different from his previous arrogance and confidence. How did they encounter such a monster? What level was that millstone-like treasure at? Was it comparable to a universe venerable? Bam bam bam. However, in the next moment, they were greeted with the fatal attacks of senior brother gentlemen, Ao Tu and Ao Fenghuang. The terrifying power landed on their bodies and instantly extinguished their vitality. Senior sister Ling Xan, don't kill me. Don't kill me. When the traitor Jianghu saw this scene, he immediately collapsed to the ground. When he saw senior sister Ling Xin attacking him, he roared in despair. Go to hell. Senior sister Ling Xan's eyes were emotionless as her sharp sword pierced through his head. Huff huff huff. The rest of the disciples from the Nine Swords race had bloodshot eyes and wanted to escape. Senior brother Lu and the rest moved their palms and killed them quickly. At this point, from the start to the end of the battle, it took less than a minute. It was even shorter than the time they spent talking. Wang Xian stood at the back and watched calmly. Chapter 3099. Crescent Moon illuminates the sky. Big brother Wang Xian's divine weapon is too strong. Is it an acquired spiritual treasure? The experts from the Nine Swords race couldn't even put up a fight. Wow, so powerful. So what if they're experts from the Nine Swords race? They have to pay the price for killing our junior brother Miao. Within the Crescent Moon secret realm, the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo were excited to see the experts from the Nine Swords race being slaughtered so easily. It was effortless. What kind of acquired spiritual treasure is that? How can it be so powerful? Divine weapons and treasures aren't suppressed in the Crescent Moon's secret realm. That acquired spiritual treasure of his can match the attack power of 3 to 4 peak Emperor God experts. That treasure can suppress a battle angel in an instant. It should be able to match 4 to 5 peak Emperor God experts. Senior Brother Lu, Senior Brother Kong, and the rest transmitted their voices to each other in shock. That treasure was simply a great killing weapon here. Thank you, Junior Brother Wang Xian, for helping us avenge Junior Brother Miao. Senior Brother Gentleman walked towards Wang Xian and cupped his fists in gratitude. It's nothing. Wang Xian shook his head. He waved his arm and brought the corpses over. Brothers, you should know the seriousness of the matter since we killed the experts from the Nine Swords race. Don't tell anyone about this as it concerns our safety. Do you understand? Senior Brother Gentleman turned around and looked at the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo. Senior Brother Gentleman, we understand. After we return, I'll go into seclusion for a few thousand years. Yes. We'll stay in Willow Deity Dojo for a few thousand years. Ah. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo laughed heartily. Senior Brother Gentleman nodded his head in satisfaction. Quite a lot of divine weapons. Wang Xian searched the corpses and squinted his eyes when he saw the large number of divine weapons in their interspatial rings. These should be the divine weapons they obtained on the second floor. With a wave of his arm, thousands of divine weapons appeared in front of him. The lowest among them was a weapon used by a 6th Order God Emperor expert. Among them, there were more than a dozen peak Emperor God level divine weapons. This is? When everyone in the surroundings saw so many God artifacts radiating with such sharp and tremendous presences, their eyes narrowed slightly. Shock filled their faces. So many divine artifacts. Some of the female disciples opened their mouths slightly and looked at the dazzling divine artifact with a burning desire. Wang Xian looked at the divine equipment in front of him. With a wave of his arm, the divine equipment flew towards the disciples of Willow Deity Training Hall. According to everyone's strength, each person would receive 2 divine artifacts of the same level. Wang Xian, Senior Brother Gentleman, had only given 1, while Senior Brother Kong and Senior Brother Su had also only given 1. As for Senior Brother Lu and the others, Wang Xian had given them a Peak God Emperor Realm Divine Artifact and 3 Ninth Order God Emperor Realm Divine Artifacts. These are the divine artifacts for you. I'll take the rest. Wang Xian swept his gaze across everyone. Without seeking their consent, he accepted the rest. Then he put away all the corpses. Thank you, Brother Wang Xian. Thank you, Junior Brother Wang Xian. The disciples of the Willow Deity Dojo looked at the god weapon floating in front of them with excitement in their eyes. These divine artifacts were of great value to them. Thank you, Junior Brother Wang Xian. Senior Brother Gentleman was also beaming. A Peak God Emperor Realm Divine Artifact was pretty good. It was all thanks to Wang Xian that they could kill the people from the Nine Swords race and avenge Junior Brother Miao. My gains are even greater. Wang Xian smiled faintly as he swept his gaze across the surrounding battle angels. Continue to suppress them. As he spoke, he waved the 5 elements grindstone in his hand and broke open the boxes of the battle angels. Do it. Senior Brother Lu and the others looked at the divine artifacts in front of them. After keeping them, they went to suppress the group of battle angels. This time it's all thanks to Brother Wang Xian. Otherwise, we might not have been able to get so many treasures by ourselves. Isn't that so? Even without the members of the Nine Swords race, although we managed to obtain a large number of divine weapons, if we were to break through the peak stage Emperor God Battle Angel when we reach this level, all of us would have to die. I'm already satisfied with this harvest. Aha, I'm satisfied too. It's all thanks to Brother Wang Xian. The disciples of the Willow Deity Dojo were chatting happily in the surroundings. Not far away, Senior Brother Lu and the rest did not have much of a change in their expressions. Although Wang Xian had given them Peak God Emperor divine artifacts, compared to Wang Xian's own gains, these treasures were only a tenth of what he had gained. Moreover, they had to bear the risk of revenge from the people from the Nine Swords race. This was not a small gain but not a lot. Next, without the interference of the people from the Nine Swords race, Wang Xian continued to suppress the battle angels. Within a few minutes he had suppressed thousands of them. After dozens of minutes, all the battle angels on the 3rd level were suppressed. In these dozens of minutes, he had gained another 3 Peak God Emperor Realm Battle Angels. Now he had 6 Peak God Emperor Realm Battle Angels in his hands. Senior Brother Gentleman, Senior Brother Lu, Senior Brother Kong and the rest had a total of 500 to 600 Battle Angels. This was totally incomparable to Wang Xian's. Wang Xian had more than 13,000 battle angels. You guys can have 2 each. Such a gain put Wang Xian in a good mood. He waved his arm and the battle angels and heart nuclei flew to the disciples of the Willow Deity Dojo. Compared to the initial promise, each of them had an additional battle angel. Thank you, Brother Wang Xian. Thank you, Junior Brother Wang Xian. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo were overjoyed. These were battle angels that were comparable to them in strength. 2 battle angels of the same level as them were simply too awesome. Let's go to the 4th level. When Senior Brother Lu and the rest saw that Wang Xian did not give any battle angels to them, they were a little displeased. They looked at the entrance of the 4th level and clenched their fists. Senior Brother Gentleman nodded his head and looked at Wang Xian. Let's go. There are dangers on the 3rd level and the 4th level too. Be careful. Wang Xian reminded them. Yes. Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest nodded their heads. Now they had treated Wang Xian as their backbone. The group walked towards the entrance of the 4th level. Soon they stood before the entrance. The entrance of the 4th level was sealed by a door made of special materials. Wang Xian waved his arm and pushed it open slowly. Ka. The entrance door slowly opened, and an incomparably huge library appeared in front of them. In the middle of the library, a 1-meter-long crescent moon-shaped treasure was suspended in the middle, emitting radiance. When everyone saw that treasure, their eyes were burning with passion. That's the crescent moon illumination. An acquired spiritual treasure, crescent moon illumination. Senior Brother Gentleman stared at the crescent moon and could not help but exclaim. Chapter 3100. Crescent Moon Reverend's Acquired Spiritual Treasure. Crescent Moon Illumination. The acquired spiritual treasure that once shook the entire Milky Way. Swoosh. Everyone stared at the treasure fervently. At this moment, a figure flew towards the 4th level at a terrifying speed. Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest were slightly shocked as they looked over. Wang Xian raised his eyebrows and looked at the figure. It was an expert from the same clan as Senior Brother Lu, a peak Emperor God expert. Rumble. However, the moment he dashed out, a terrifying pressure came from the 4th level. Subsequently, Wang Xian and the rest felt the entire 4th level glowing brightly, blocking everyone's vision. At the sight of this, Wang Xian's eyes narrowed as his dragon eyes stared straight ahead. A white figure appeared in his sight. The figure wasn't clear and was about 20 meters tall. It looked exactly like the battle angel. This terrifying aura clearly belonged to the battle angel of the supremacy realm. Wang Xian squinted his eyes. He had not expected there to be a battle angel of the supremacy realm in the 4th level. The moment the old man entered the 4th level, the battle angel moved. Clearly it was guarding the 4th level. As for the old man, he should be dead by now. With the strength of the battle angel of the supremacy realm, the old man didn't even have the chance to scream. What happened in here? Is it an array or some other protective item? Senior Sister Lingxin covered her eyes as she felt the aura within. She exclaimed in horror as she retreated uncontrollably. The rest of the group also retreated quickly. I'll go in first. If you guys want to go in, it's up to fate. Wang Xian felt the aura of the battle angel of the supremacy realm. He couldn't help but say this before flying towards the 4th level. The battle angel of the supremacy realm might be suppressed by the 5 elements grindstone. Junior Brother Wang Xian went in. The rest of the group retreated immediately. When they saw Wang Xian dashing in, their expressions changed. Old Lu, should we go in? The old man beside Senior Brother Lu was anxious as he couldn't help but ask. Just now it was someone from the same clan who dashed in. They didn't know what was going on inside. Senior Brother Lu, the aura inside is too horrifying. Without the strength of Junior Brother Wang, I'm afraid you'll be in grave danger if you enter recklessly. Senior Brother Gentleman's heart palpitated as he looked at the mighty aura coming from the 4th level. His eyes flickered. Senior Brother Lu and the rest's expressions changed. If the terrifying might of the 4th level were to land on them, it would be enough to kill them. Moreover, if they were to enter, Junior Brother Wang Xian would definitely not help them. Everything pointed to disaster. Elder Yu has entered. I'm afraid he has encountered some danger. Senior Brother Lu said with an ugly expression. Senior Brother Kong, Senior Brother Su, and the others looked at Senior Brother Lu and shook their heads. It's too dangerous. The 3rd floor has battle angels that can kill us. If the 4th floor is really dangerous, we won't be a match for them with our strength. Senior Apprentice Brother Kong and Senior Apprentice Brother Su now understood that the universe supremacy's God nation was not a paradise. If they wanted to obtain some treasures, they needed to be strong enough. Otherwise, any treasure that a venerable casually left behind in a divine kingdom could be a fatal item. Especially a universe warrior of the level of the Crescent Moon Venerable. Elder Yu is a little impulsive. Senior apprentice brother Lu clenched his fist tightly with an ugly expression. If anything were to happen to Elder Yu, not only would they not gain much, but they would also suffer a huge loss. Holy slash. At the same time, when Wang Xian dashed in, an emotionless voice rang in his ears. That battle angel at the universe supremacy level locked onto Wang Xian and attacked him. Frost Divine Sword. Wang Xian waved his arm and the 5 elements grindstone clashed with the battle angel of the Venerable Realm. A dazzling Frost Divine Sword attacked the battle angel. He looked at the corpse that was split into 2 and the unbeginning saint wings appeared on his back. Bam! The battle angel of the Venerable Realm held the sacred sword tightly and slashed at the Frost Divine Sword. A deafening collision was heard and ice splashed everywhere. The Frost Divine Sword collapsed. Wang Xian moved. His palms turned into dragon claws and clawed at the battle angel. Although his speed was suppressed by 90%, he was still slightly faster than the battle angel of the Venerable Realm. Bam bam bam. The dragon claws landed on the wings of the battle angel and the sound of metal clashing was heard. Traces of the claws were left on the wings. However, the traces were quickly healed by the powerful power of light. This won't do. My attack power has been weakened and I can't break the defense of the battle angel. I still have to rely on the 5 elements grindstone. Wang Xian frowned. Seeing the sacred sword slashing at him, he quickly dodged to the side. The terrifying power of the sacred sword swept towards him and covered the entire 4th level. Without a choice, he immediately summoned the invisible grindstone to form a shield in front of him. Boom! The sacred sword slashed on the shield. Wang Xian stood above the 5 elements grindstone and channeled mighty power into it. In the middle of the 5 elements grindstone, a dragon throne was formed. The 5 elemental divine dragons in the 5 elements grindstone peeked out and surrounded Wang Xian. It was true control. Confine. Wang Xian slammed his palm on the dragon throne. Thorns and blue streams of water wrapped around the battle angel of the Venerable Realm. Cleansing candle. The battle angel waved the sacred sword in her hand. Rays of light shot towards the thorns and water streams like lasers. Bam bam bam. Explosions were heard and the thorns and water streams collapsed rapidly. 5 elements chain. Roar roar roar. Wang Xian focused his attention. The 5 divine dragons around him roared in unison and spat out 5 elemental energy. The energy condensed and formed a grayish chain that wrapped around the battle angel. Holy cross. The battle angel slashed horizontally and vertically. A solid cross of light blasted towards the chain. Boom. Sounds of confrontation were heard. This time the cross collapsed gradually. Wang Xian waved his arm and channeled his energy into the 5 elements grindstone. Waves of energy flowed onto the 5 elements chain and the illusory shadows of the divine dragons circled around the chain. Angel's cross. When the battle angel saw the chain that was attacking him, his body trembled. A battle angel that was condensed from elemental energy was formed with a cross behind him. The angel's cross attacked the 5 elements chain directly. Bam bam bam. Intense collisions were heard. Wang Xian focused his attention on the scene. This is troublesome. I might need some time to suppress it. Wang Xian frowned and mumbled to himself. Chapter 3101. Suppression and Spiritual Treasure. Chapter 3107. Suppression. Boom boom boom. In the 4th level of the Crescent Moon Secret Realm, waves of majestic aura surged towards the surroundings. The powerful aura did not affect the surrounding books or the Crescent Moon overhead spiritual treasure in the middle. The strength of the battle angel of the Venerable Realm was not weak. The 5 elements grindstone would take a long time to suppress it. What's going on in the 4th level? Looking at the might contained within the 4th floor, Senior Brother Gentleman and the others stared at it in shock, not daring to step into it. I wonder how Big Brother Wang Xian is doing. Big Brother Wang Xian is very strong. You should be fine. Some disciples of Willow Deity Dojo discussed softly. They did not dare to step in and could only wait here. As time ticked by, Senior Brother Lu and the rest were getting anxious. The experts from their tribe had been in there for an hour and had yet to come out. Coupled with the powerful aura in there, they were probably in deep trouble. If something were to happen, they would suffer a great loss. Flame saber. Ice sword. Wang Xian's cold voice was heard in the 4th level. A blazing fiery longsword and an extremely cold frost divine sword hovered by the battle angel's side and blasted at the same time. After an hour of battle, the radiance on the battle angel had weakened significantly. One of his wings was also broken, and it was located below his legs, and there were many thorns wrapping around it. Slash. Seeing the flame saber and ice sword, the battle angel charged forward again without any fatigue or pain. Wang Xian chuckled. He flapped his unbeginning saint wings and grabbed at the crescent moon overhead spiritual treasure in the middle. No one is allowed to touch it without master's orders. The battle angel shouted coldly when he saw Wang Xian grabbing at the crescent moon overhead spiritual treasure. He quickly changed his target and slashed at Wang Xian. Wang Xian dodged to the side while the flame saber and ice sword locked onto the battle angel's back. Boom boom boom. The battle angel flapped his wings and slashed at the flame saber and ice sword with his radiant wings. Bam. However, the strong impact still caused him to fall forward. Alright, we can't attack anymore. We have to think of a way to restrain it. Wang Xian's eyes lit up and flickered. In this 1 hour of battle, he discovered a weakness of the battle angel. As long as he went to retrieve the crescent moon, the battle angel would be distracted to deal with him. This greatly shortened the time needed to deal with the battle angel. Now that he had suffered another heavy injury, it would be even easier to suppress him. The metal cage trapped it, the wood thorns entangled it, the water currents restrained it, and the earth soil suppressed it. Waves of suppressive power enveloped the battle angel continuously. The battle angel, whose combat power had been greatly reduced, struggled to break free from the bindings and entanglements. However, under Wang Xian's interference and the continuous attacks of the 5 elements grindstone, the battle angel was completely restrained after half an hour. As the 5 elemental powers shrouded it, Wang Xian revealed a faint smile. He flew over and removed the core from the head of the battle angel. The core of a venerable rank battle angel was located in its head. Compared to an ordinary battle angel, unless it was completely suppressed, it was impossible to remove it. A venerable rank battle angel. TSK. If I were to sell it, it would definitely shake the entire Milky Way. Wang Xian's eyes beamed with excitement. He removed the core, modified some commands and subsequently injected energy into its body. The battle angel was made from a special biological material. It had the ability to recover automatically. The recovery rate depended on the injuries sustained. With a wave of his arm, he kept it in his space ring. Wang Xian squinted his eyes and looked at the center of the 4th level where the crescent moon was shining brightly. The terrifying aura in the 4th level has disappeared? At this moment, Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest, who had been waiting for news at the entrance of the 4th level, were shocked when they saw the terrifying aura disappearing suddenly. The aura has disappeared. Should we go and take a look? Senior Sister Lingxin hesitated for a moment before asking. The aura has disappeared. The danger inside might have been eliminated by Brother Wang Xian. A disciple of Willow Deity Dojo guessed. Let's go. Senior Brother Lu frowned and flew towards the 4th level immediately. The rest of them followed closely behind. Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest did not hesitate and flew in with the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo. That is? As soon as they entered, they saw Wang Xian standing in front of the crescent moon acquired spiritual treasure in the center. They paused for a moment and their eyes beamed with excitement. Junior Brother Wang Xian is about to get that acquired spiritual treasure. It's a very powerful supportive spiritual treasure. Senior Sister Lingxin exclaimed. Junior Brother Wang Xian has eliminated the danger in the 4th level. Senior Brother Gentleman nodded his head and replied. Elder Yu. At this moment, the middle-aged old man who came with Senior Brother Lu and the rest was shocked when he saw a corpse not far away. Old Yu. Senior Brother Lu's expression changed as he flew towards the corpse immediately. The old man beside him was also shocked as he followed behind. When they sensed the lifeless bodies, their expressions turned ugly. Elder Yu has fallen. Damn it. The old man beside Senior Brother Lu clenched his fist and bellowed furiously. At this moment, the entire 4th level shook slightly. They sensed something and looked towards the center. When they saw the crescent moon acquired spiritual treasure in Wang Xian's hand, their eyes were filled with envy and passion. This was the strongest weapon of the crescent moon venerable. It was said that it possessed incredible abilities. Wang Xian's gains are too great. Senior Brother Lu's breathing quickened as he spoke. 1 acquired spiritual treasure, over 1,000 powerful divine weapons, and over 10,000 powerful battle angels. This amount of treasures was comparable to the treasures of 7 to 8 top-notch domain-level races. If we don't get some precious treasures this time, we'll be making a huge loss. The old man beside him sighed and murmured unwillingly. Got it? At the center of the 4th level, Wang Xian looked at the crescent moon acquired spiritual treasure in his hand with excitement in his eyes. Holding it in his hand, the crescent moon acquired spiritual treasure exuded a faint power of light. Waves of unique energy surged into his mind. He did not study it immediately. Instead, he looked at the books around him and immediately went over to investigate. Chapter 3102. Treasure, Congratulations Junior Wang Xian. In the 4th level of the Crescent Moon Secret Realm, Senior Sister Lingxin and the rest congratulated Wang Xian when they saw him keeping the crescent moon in the sky and walking towards the books around him. I'm lucky. It's all thanks to you guys this time. If you hadn't informed me, I wouldn't have gotten so many rewards. Wang Xian walked to the front of some books, turned around and spoke to Senior Sister Lingxin and the rest. This time, it was all thanks to the disciples of the Willow Deity Dojo. Without them, he wouldn't even be able to enter this place, let alone obtain so many benefits. He planned to give them some resources later. After all, Wang Xian had over 10,000 battle angels with him. That's because you're strong, Brother Wang. Without you, we wouldn't have had such a harvest. Some disciples of the Willow Deity Dojo said with a smile. Wang Xian smiled and looked at the book in front of him. Milky Way Chronicles. Information on the Milky Way Skeleton Clan. Information on the Galactic Turtle Blazing Winged Beast. His gaze swept through the books, and on them were written certain information and certain records. When he saw these books, he raised his eyebrows slightly and his eyes flickered. Junior Brother Wang Xian, this is the information that the Crescent Moonstream had back then. It has detailed information about the various clans in the Milky Way and the various mysterious places. Back then, the Crescent Moonstream established by the Crescent Moon Venerable made many clans and forces wary. Senior Sister Lingxin walked over and said in astonishment as she scanned through the books and the surroundings. This information was exceptionally precious. Even though it hadn't been updated for millions of years, the value of this information was still terrifying. However, to a group of unaffiliated people like them, information was not too important. Don't touch the information here for now. I have some use for it. Let's go to the 5th floor and take a look, said Wang Xian to the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo as he looked towards the entrance of the 5th level. Yes, Brother Wang. Let's go and see if there are any treasures on the 5th floor. I reckon that the 5th floor should be where the Crescent Moon Venerable lives. The group of Willow Deity Dojo disciples immediately responded and followed closely behind. 5th level. Senior Brother Lu and the others who were gathered in front of the old man's corpse, heard the conversation and their expressions changed. Put the corpse away. Let's go and take a look. As he spoke, he immediately flew toward the entrance of the 5th floor. Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Brother Kong looked at each other and followed behind. This time, Senior Brother Kong and Senior Brother Su's harvest could be said to be quite good. Originally, Senior Brother Lu and the others had a pretty good harvest. However, one of their clan's experts had recklessly entered the 4th level and died here. The death of a peak stage God Emperor expert caused them to suffer heavy losses. The gains this time might not even be comparable to the losses. Senior Brother Gentleman and the others moved and immediately followed behind him. The group of people entered the 5th floor and did not encounter any obstruction. Just as some disciples had guessed, the 5th floor was where the Crescent Moon Venerable lived. Wang Xian and the rest entered and scanned the surroundings. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo were also sizing him up with fiery gazes. They were in the shape of a crescent moon, so the surrounding space on the 5th floor wasn't very big. His gaze landed on a meditation mat in the middle. He narrowed his eyes slightly and waved his arm. Buzz. As Wang Xian's energy swept across, the futon immediately emitted a powerful radiance with a hint of pressure. This is the meditation mat of a universe venerable. It's definitely a treasure. Anxious voices were heard from Senior Brother Lu and the rest. They stared at it with fiery gazes and their bodies were trembling. However, since the futon was obtained by Wang Xian, they didn't dare to snatch it away. Let's go check it out. Senior Brother Lu bellowed. The dozen underlings behind him moved and immediately flew in. Wang Xian swept his gaze across and said to the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo, "You guys go and search too. See if there are any treasures." Based on his senses, the most precious item here was the meditation mat. However, as the living room of a venerable, any item here would be priceless. Thank you, big brother Wang Xian. Ah, let's snatch it. Brothers, everything here is a treasure. A disciple of Willow Deity Dojo laughed out loud and immediately flew forward. Gosh, senior brother Lu, you're too fast. Leave something for me. Aha, I can consider giving it to you if I can't use it. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo dashed over and searched for all sorts of things. They even kept the chairs and such. The chairs that were placed outside were also exceptionally precious. Senior brother gentleman and the rest also moved. Things that Wang Xian wasn't interested in were things that they were interested in. Looking at the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo searching for all sorts of treasures, Wang Xian smiled and didn't make a move. The harvest this time was already terrifying enough. Next, it's best if I can get my hands on the entire Crescent Moon Cosmos God Nation and let Aosia and the rest devour it. At the very least, I can advance to rank 2 Universe Venerable. He murmured to himself as he pondered. I found a medicine bottle. I found a medicine bottle. At this moment, an excited voice sounded. Wang Xian was also surprised. The elixir pills in the medicine bottle of the Crescent Moon Venerable were definitely not cheap. Swish, swish, swish. Is there really a medicine bottle? Are there elixir pills in it? One by one, the disciples flew over with burning gazes. Wang Xian also walked over and took a look. Yes, yes. Senior brother gentleman, take a look. There are over a dozen elixir pills inside. The middle-aged disciple who obtained the medicine bottle opened it and handed it to senior brother gentleman with a flushed face. Elixir pills of the Universe Venerable level. They should be at rank 1 Venerable level. There are some for cultivation and some for recovery. Senior brother gentleman looked over with a fiery look in his eyes. These elixir pills were worth a fortune. Elixir pills of the Universe Venerable level? This is too much. But I'm only a 7th Order God Emperor now and can't use them. The middle-aged disciple clicked his tongue and said excitedly. Can senior brother gentleman use them? Wang Xian approached, looked at senior brother gentleman and asked. No need. I'm still a distance away from the Universe Venerable level. Senior brother gentleman shook his head and asked, Junior brother Wang Xian, can you use them? Give them to me. You can exchange them for treasures of equivalent value with me later. The battle angel weapon and other treasures that you can use. Wang Xian said to the middle-aged disciple. Alright, big brother Wang Xian. The middle-aged disciple nodded his head happily. He wasn't worried that Wang Xian would scam him. If Wang Xian said that he wanted everything on the 5th level, no one else had the right to snatch it from him. It would be better if he could exchange them for treasures. The battle angel would work too. Chapter 3103. Exchanging for the key of the Crescent Moon. Haha, I got a bronze mirror with strong detection abilities. It's a 9th Order God Emperor treasure. Hehe, I moved the bed that the Crescent Moon Venerable used to sleep on. I might be able to get some of the Crescent Moon Venerable's luck if I sleep on it myself. I got a pendant with protective abilities. On the 5th level, the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo hastened their search when they saw someone getting a bottle of medicine. They kept everything that could be taken away. Soon the entire 5th floor was barren and there was nothing left. Wang Xian watched from the side with a smile. Alright, we finished moving all the things. Everyone keep all the spoils properly. Senior brother gentleman said to the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo more than 10 minutes later. Yes, senior brother gentleman. The crowd nodded and slowly gathered together. Everyone had a smile on their faces. However, senior brother Lu and the rest didn't look too good. The fall of a peak emperor god was too much of a blow. Let's get ready and go back. We'll have a good celebration when we get out. Senior brother gentleman swept his gaze across everyone and said. Ah, great. Let's have a good celebration when we get out. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo laughed heartily. I've gained quite a lot this time. It's all thanks to you guys. I'll give each of you 2 battle angels of the same level. Of course, senior brother gentleman is an exception. Wang Xian stood by the side and smiled. With a wave of his arm, more than 100 battle angels appeared in front of them. It wasn't much for Wang Xian to give them another 100 battle angels. After all, he had more than 10,000 battle angels with him. Thank you, big brother Wang Xian. Thank you, junior brother Wang Xian. That's great. Ah, big brother Wang Xian is so generous. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo cheered excitedly. Senior brother gentleman, which disciple got your key of the Crescent Moon? Wang Xian chuckled and asked senior brother gentleman. Big brother Wang Xian, I got it by accident. A girl walked out and said. The treasures of the Crescent Moon secret domain have been obtained by us. However, There is still an extremely valuable item within the Crescent Moon secret domain. It is this secret domain, this Cosmos God Empire. I wish to make a deal with you. Wang Xian looked at the girl. With a flick of his palm, 2 eternal fruit appeared in his hand. He waved his arm and landed in front of senior brother gentleman and the female disciple. Eating the everlasting fruit gave off a mysterious glow. Smelling the fragrance of the fruit, they found that their minds were much clearer. These 2 venerable level fruits can raise your aptitude. In the future, breaking through to the universe venerable level shouldn't be a problem. As he spoke, he waved his arm and the 5 elements grindstone appeared above them, enveloping the 3 of them in a separate space. 2 more gray and mysterious fruits appeared in his hands. This fruit exuded an even more mystical luster. Senior brother gentleman and the female disciple looked around in astonishment at the other 2 fruits in Wang Xian's hands. This is a fruit above the venerable realm. After consuming it, they can revive you once. Even if your soul is destroyed and your body is destroyed, you can still be revived. In addition, I'll give you some vitality fluid. It can heal your injuries instantly. Even irreversible injuries can be healed. As Wang Xian spoke, he placed the items in front of them and asked, "How about exchanging for the key of the Crescent Key? Of course, you can also state your conditions." This senior brother gentleman and the female disciple were dumbfounded by Wang Xian's series of items. A venerable level fruit that could increase their chances of breaking through to the venerable realm. A fruit that could allow them to have a chance of revival. Some powerful healing treasures. If these items were to be released, countless experts would go crazy over them. Big brother Wang Xian, of course we have no problem with it. The items you offered are too precious. The female disciple said in shock. Her body was trembling in disbelief. If you agree, consume the fruit and see the effect. Wang Xian smiled and said, "Great. Thank you, junior brother Wang Xian. I shouldn't have accepted such precious treasures." Senior brother gentleman clenched his arms tightly and stared at the fruit in front of him with excitement. He placed the eternal embryo fruit into his mouth with his trembling hands. Gradually his eyes became clearer. I feel that my mind is much clearer now. Many of the problems facing cultivators have been solved. I feel that I'm in touch with the venerable realm. After consuming the eternal embryo fruit, he shouted excitedly a few minutes later. Boom. At the side, a powerful aura exploded from the female disciple. She, who was originally a 6th-order god emperor, had broken through. She opened her eyes and felt the energy in her body. Consume the other fruit. Wang Xian was not surprised to see this scene and continued. The female disciple was already a peak 6th-order god emperor. After consuming the eternal embryo fruit, she comprehended the nomological mystique and broke through immediately. Senior brother gentleman consumed the soul return embryo fruit with his trembling hands. If it could really bring the dead back to life, it would be too heaven-defying. After consuming it, the 2 of them closed their eyes and slowly digested the information of the soul return embryo fruit. Phew. Thank you, junior brother Wang Xian. Thank you, big brother Wang Xian. 10 seconds later, the 2 of them excitedly bowed their bodies and made a deep bow. The value of this treasure was immeasurable to them. To them, a fruit that could help them break through to the venerable realm was enough to exchange for the Crescent Moon Key. Junior brother Wang Xian, here you go. Senior brother gentleman handed the Crescent Moon Key to Wang Xian respectfully. All right, I'll accept it. Wang Xian revealed a smile and waved his arm to remove the 5 elements grindstone. Senior brother gentleman. Junior sister Wu Hua. Outside, the group of Willow Deity Dojo disciples shouted when they saw the 2 of them. Junior sister Wu Hua, you actually broke through. Senior brother gentleman, your face is glowing. Could it be that big brother Wang Xian was telling the truth? Senior brother gentleman, you consumed that fruit? There's a chance for you to break through to the venerable realm? Soon, the group of Willow Deity Dojo disciples noticed the changes in senior brother gentleman and asked with burning eyes. Just now, Wang Xian did not hide the fact that he had consumed the soul return embryo fruit. After all, the soul return embryo fruit was too powerful and heaven-defying. Haha, I have a feeling that I'll definitely break through to the venerable realm within 10,000 years. Senior brother gentleman laughed out loud when he saw his fellow disciples staring at him. He spoke with confidence and joy. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference. as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.